In the name of God. My name is Ashkan Ahmed, and my supervisor, lecturer, is Hussein A. Ibrahim. Today we're talking about micro PLC. What is micro PLC or microcontroller? And what is work? How is it work? Let's see how is it work. This is my first slide. My first slide is mean microprogrammable logical controller, micro PLC. What is a microcontroller? A microcontroller is a compact integrated circuit device that is typically embedded within another device, such as home appliance, television, or a car, to control a singular function. It's also common for multiple microcontrollers to be used to handle varying tasks. For example, a car will have one microcontroller for operating the speed motor, another for the auto braking system, and yet another for the powered windows. Okay, now we go to second slide. How a microcontroller works. How is it work? Microcontrollers contain a processors is mean contact a processor is mean CPU, data memory, program memory, input and output, like a PLC control, and supporting security data from a device as service. Inputs are received from the microcontrollers 1 and 0 and temporarily stored in the memory. The processor then analyzes the data to determine the operate response based on preprogrammed instructions stored in the microcontroller's program memory. The processors then uses the input and output, or 1 and 0, to communicate that response and perform an output function. Okay, next slide. We have advantages of microcontrollers. In the next chapter, we have an advantage of microcontroller. What is advantage of microcontrollers? Microcontrollers excel in applications requiring limited communication functions. However, they can perform a wide range of calculations, processing logic and data, controlling device and handling serial and wireless communications. In addition, microcontrollers are typical, compact in the size and inexpensive, with some models in size and expensive, with some models being obtainable for less than $100. And this is image of Intel, image of CPU of PC or computer. Here we have. And this is, and in next slide, we have microprogrammable logic controller or micro PLC system diagram. Its diagram is mean power supply have an AC and DC and have a DC and DC. Control have microcontroller and education. Interface have digital 1 and 0, I/O link, MC combined IC, Trans-Service, and RFID. Here we have some colors. The dark blue is mean power. Is mean AC and DC is power, DC and DC is power, and digital 1 and 0 is a power. In the red, we have a microcontroller. The color of microcontroller is red. Yeah, is right. Security. Our education is mean security. Here we have a green. Baby blue, we have a sensor like this flashes. We have a sensor between our education and microcontroller, and we have a sensor between RFID and microcontroller, and we have a sensor between transistors and microcontroller, and we have a sensor between MC Combine IC, and we have a sensor in IO link and between microcontroller, and we have a sensor between digital I/O and microcontroller. Okay, in the next slide we have ultimate control for building automation and home automation designs. Automationing process is a PLC's primary objective. To do so, it monitors and interprets different variables so it can control and actuate external systems responsible for basic controls in a host of general applications. Micro PLCs are under mounting pressure to be both user-friendly and cost-effective. Additional challenges micro PLCs currently face: sensing, controlling, driving, and communicating under harsh conditions and in limited space. Altogether, this places high demands on microcontrollers in micro PLC applications. And finally, thanks for listening.